Um, Hello, and welcome back to the SOPRANO podcast. I am your podcast host, and my name is Heidi. Okay, bye. Hello people, how are you today? Good Lord. Today was such a busy day for me. I just had so much going on. I apologize if you can hear the heater in the background making some sounds. It will be quiet soon. And also the fridge is on. And guess what? Okay, things make noise. That's just how it is. I ain't in no recording studio, okay? This is a low budget pod. And we embrace the realities of life. That's one of the main features of this pod. If you're looking for a podcast that just is no different from your own daily life, there's no fancy bells and whistles up in here. You're just looking for something simple. Yeah. Is that you? Well, you're in luck, because that's what this is. Yeah, so what did I do today? Let's just go through it real quick. So this morning, I actually recorded 3 masses at the church that I work at. Very fun. Had a great time singing. Sang a lot of stuff this morning. Lots of hymns, lots of spirituals, good fun stuff. Sorry, you're gonna hear me yawning. I'm tired, okay? It's like 8 o'clock. It's almost my bedtime. So after that, I came right back here. I rushed back and had a coaching via Zoom. And it was great. We coached some of the Haydn opera that I am working on currently. That is L'Isola Disabitata, that deserted island. You know the one. You probably don't, actually. It's kind of like a deep tracks Haydn. But good show nonetheless. So we had a coaching on that. It was good coaching, good fun. Voice is feeling good today. Voice is feeling good, despite all of the activity. Then after that, I had a lesson with a student who's getting ready for some auditions. She sounded great. And then after that, I had a phone call with one of my friends. Great chat. We love a great chat. Had a good old-fashioned chat. My friend was in the car driving, so you know when you're driving and you're just like, this would be better with a phone call. I have a couple friends like that. Like, a couple of my friends do most of their catching up with people when they're driving from place to place. It just is kind of like the ideal place to talk to someone, because you really don't have anything else to do, And if you really wanted to catch up with someone, give it a shot with the car call. Next time you're in the car and you need to phone call someone. Good sentence, yeah. You know what I mean. Anyway, so after that I had another lesson, but she was a no-show. She was a little confused, but that's fine. We're not gonna hold it against her. And then I actually had been meaning to write some little cards for some of my friends, some little Valentine's Day cards. It's mostly for like my grandmas and my parents and, people who I think would appreciate cards, but also I just like sending cards. I've got these wax seals and I like sending mail, okay? God. And I'm not trying to be like, I'm so quirky, I love sending mail. Like, no, it's like a little art project that somebody else gets to enjoy as well. Like, I can literally, I bought a bunch of stickers because I, am looking for joy in many places in my life. And I was at the store and I saw some Valentine's Day stickers. So I bought them, okay? And I wrote some little cards to my friends, and I put a bunch of stickers all over them. Nothing like putting stickers on things. So I did that, and, had a great time with that wax seal. It's really all about the wax seal. This is all an excuse for me to drip hot wax onto a piece of paper and put it in a mailbox. That's really the main goal, okay? And also, I have so many different colors of wax. Like, literally, I've probably got like 40 different kinds of wax. And it was like less than $5 on Amazon to buy all of it. Y'all are sleeping on the wax seal. It looks so fancy, like on like bougie wedding invitations, but it is seriously so attainable. Seriously, do it. The next time you send a letter, birthday card, whatever. Literally, like a check. Anytime you gotta send a paycheck to someone. Anytime you have to send literally anything, put a wax seal on it. Just blow their freaking minds. Okay? Great. Glad we're on the same page. Oh God, you guys. And then, yeah, so I went and I put all those in the mailbox. They're probably not going to get there by Valentine's Day, but that's okay because it doesn't really matter because it just doesn't. All right, people. We're going to read our daily minute sketch and we're going to be on our merry way. It's been a long freaking day for me, okay? This is going to be a short little pod because I need to, like, eat some food or something and, like, take some Tylenol. My eyes are killing me. I've been staring at screens all day, stressing out. I gotta drink some water. And, okay, here we go. All right, people. Yesterday, we had, in our daily segment of minute sketches of great composers, we had Hector Berlioz. Today, we have Frédéric Francois Chopin. Chopin, people. We've got Chopin. His subtitle is The Supreme Poet of the Piano. Hats off, gentlemen. A genius, wrote Schumann about the young Chopin. Delicate, fastidious, sensitive, content with nothing short of perfection, and perpetually suffering because so few things are perfect, Frédéric Chopin endured his existence in an imperfect world as a genius must, and of his suffering was born some of the finest piano music ever written. Born near Warsaw in the town Zelasowa Wola, March 1st, 1809, of a French father and a Polish mother, he was gently reared in an atmosphere of sunshine, flowers, and charming friendships. Aww. With 3 adorning sisters to play make-believe with him. His first teacher of composition said, "Let him alone. He treads an extraordinary path because he has extraordinary gifts, and follows no method, but creates one." Truly, he invented no new forms, but within the limitations of the old ones, the waltz, the prelude, the nocturne, the polonaise, the scherzo, the sonata, he wrote music for the piano, evoking effects of delicacy, romance, poetry, and strength, which had never been known before. Although passionately a Polish patriot, he lived most of his life in Paris, where his triumphs at the age of 21 were phenomenal. Modestly, he wrote to his family, "I move in the highest circles, and I don't know how I got here." Oh! Delacroix, Liszt, Heine, Schumann, Mendelssohn were all his friends, and were proud to be invited to those intimate evenings which he so infinitely preferred to concert appearances, when he sat at the piano with his firelit drawing room and played, as only he could play, for 3 or 4 rapt listeners. Many friends he met through George Sand, that masculine figure-a-woman who took the sensitive, ailing being under her large wing and repeatedly nursed him back to health when his lungs began to fail him. He swore to die in her arms only, but there was a quarrel, their beautiful friendship was broken. Not only did he not die in her arms, but he actually refused to see her when she came to call during his last illness. Like Paderewski, he put love of country above everything else, and poured out much of it into the stirring polonaises, Krakowiak in F, fantasy on Polish airs. When he died in October of 1849, his coffin was gently sprinkled with Polish earth in recognition of his love, and he was laid to rest among the great musicians of the land of his adoption. Hashtag precious, Chopin. Okay, cool. They really hyped him up here. Yeah, man. Some nice imagery. I always feel like, oh, sorry, this is getting really bad. It's literally 8:15. I'm like struggling. Yeah, man. I love the idea of like playing in a parlor and like not really loving the whole like concert scene. Like it seemed like he was pretty aware of the fact that he was good and he was sought after, but kind of just played for small groups, according to this, in his firelit drawing room. So good for you, Chopin. Also, he's killing it in this little sketch on the opposing page. On each page, I don't know if I told you guys this yesterday, I think I did, but on each page, opposite the text, there's like a drawing. Very interesting drawings, I must say. And this book smells like mothballs. Gotta love it. Okay. Oh, people. Here's the deal. I need to go to sleep. I need to be horizontal. I've been active too many hours of this day. Oh, I appreciate you. I really do. And I am so incredibly sorry for yawning thrice in this podcast. But I'm also not, because guess what? Deal with it. Okay? And if you didn't yawn any of those times, maybe you're a sociopath. So maybe I just helped you find out that you need help if you didn't yawn. If you did, you're good. You're fine. But I think I read somewhere one time that if you don't yawn when somebody else yawns, it shows like a lack of empathy, which could also mean you're a sociopath. So pretty much just diagnosed you. You should probably get all that checked out now. All right. Anyway, gotta go. This is the Paper Soprano podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, this is a daily podcast. It varies in length, clearly, because this is going to be no longer than 15 minutes here, but sometimes they're an hour long. So tune in to find out what's going to be posted next. This project was created, if you're new here, this project was created for me to have a creative outlet without limiting myself with the constraints of expectations for content these days. The expectation is really high, but I find that I had been fixated too much on that, and I had been fixating on my current imposter syndrome, which is why the podcast is titled Paper Soprano. So this has been an ongoing thing, and I feel like sometimes this podcast has very little like actual substance. Like there's nothing I'm saying sometimes, but I want to just say thank you to you for allowing me to have this space to just say something and say anything that comes to my mind and allow me to slowly but surely gain confidence in just being able to create something and put it out there. And I know a lot of people have been, I don't know why I just said a lot of people. Literally no one has said this to me. I just completely had to go back on that. But a lot of people, aka all of the thoughts that are racing in my mind, have been asking me, all of my thoughts have been asking me, how long is this podcast going to go on? And I say to myself, I don't know. I have definitely been feeling the strain these past couple of days because I've been really busy and I've got a lot of things going on. In my mind, I kind of also am like, oh, do I make it to 100 episodes? Should I do, 75? Should I stop at whatever? I don't know. Okay? I don't know. So I think we're just going to take it day by day. And I advise you to kind of live your life like that, because that's really all we've got. We can try and plan and try and make these plans to do things and whatever, but at the end of the day, you just have to decide in the moment and and just live now. Like, you can't try and plan things, and I'm trying not to do that with this podcast. I'm trying not to prescribe anything. I have been pretty consistently doing these minute sketches, but who knows? I might want to change it up. And that's part of my intention for this podcast is the freedom to do whatever I want. So again, thank you for allowing me to do this. If you or anyone who's listening would like to be a guest on this podcast, we haven't had a guest in a really long time, and I'm always ready for a frickin' chat, okay? You know this. And I also want to open it up to the people who have already been a guest on the podcast. If you wanted to be a guest again, come on over. There are no rules here. I do not care at all. So let me know if you ever want to be a guest or a returning guest, and we'll get you over here on the pod. We'll have a chat. I love to have chats about literally anything. It could be about music. I know quite a bit of things about music, but it could be not about music. It could be about whatever we have to chat about, because sometimes you just gotta live in the moment, okay? Oh, I hate everything. Oh, okay. Cool, guys. Cool. So I just went on a little tangent there, but I think it was necessary because I'm in charge. Okay, here's the fourth yawn. It's coming in. Here it comes. Oh, there it goes. Did you like it? Okay. All right. If you enjoyed this podcast, this hot mess of a podcast, then I say wow. Great. Thank you. And I also say subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notifications so that you can get notified when I post these little treasures on this channel every single day. I think that also, sorry, I'm like zoning out. I need to go to bed. If you want to like this video, go ahead. If you want to comment, go ahead. That'd be great. No pressure though. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night whenever you happen to be listening to this. Thank you for listening to this. This episode was a hot mess, and I acknowledge that. But you know who else is a hot mess? Me, girl. Okay? Me. And, alright. I gotta go. I never know how to close these nicely. I'm always like, okay, time to go, okay. And then I like say a bunch of other things. Like, I know, okay? I just don't know how to do it. It's a very strange, it's a very strange thing for me, okay? Oh, okay, 1, 2, 3. Love you, mean it. Bye.